gentlemen, excellencies, dear friends. My name is Christoph Glaser. I'm the Managing Director of the World Forum for Ethics in Business. And it's my great honor and pleasure to welcome you all here to the conference on mental health in a fragmented world. And I welcome you on behalf, Tina, of the World Forum for Ethics in Business. It's, if you can click, it's a Brussels-based foundation. Please, you can click. Yeah, it's a Brussels-based foundation. Please go ahead. You can just click. Yeah, super. We had over the last 20 years, 40 conferences around the world. It all started in India, in Bangalore, back in 2003. 100,000 participants have joined the conferences, and it is, of course, founded by Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar. And Gurudev, it's an incredible honor. It's a pleasure that you are here with us. Of course, a name, Tina, which needs no introductions. But let me nevertheless say a couple of words, please. Gurudev is, of course, a world-famous yogi. He has brought peace to many places in the world. He is an ambassador of the message of Mahatma Gandhi and renowned all over the world. He has received 25 doctorates and has been awarded with the highest civilian award back in India. Gurudev says that to transform the world, we need to transform each and everyone's mindset. And I think if we look at what has happened over the last couple of years, and you can put the next slide, if you think of what has happened the last couple of years, I think all of us, no matter from where we are logging in, and I welcome the thousands viewing it online, or from wherever you have joined today, we have been tested. We had the Corona crisis. We suddenly had to stay home. You can click, please. We have the war going on in the Ukraine, and we have an incredible transformation in the world in terms of our economic situation. You can click. And probably would be fair to say that the world has never changed as fast as it is changing today. If we think of it, in 1920, the average lifespan of an organization was 67 years. Today, the average lifespan of an organization is just 15 years. And alone, 90% of all data which has ever been produced in this world has been produced over the last 2 years. But maybe it would be also fair to say that the world might never change as slow as it is changing today. If we look at the forecast, for example, of the World Economic Forum, we see that it's predicted that in the next 5 to 10 years, 50% of today's jobs will not exist anymore. 40 to 50% of today's organizations will not exist in another 10 years if they don't transform in the speed and direction which would be needed. And if that is the case, if the world has become more and more fragmented because of the distances we have between each other, and if it is changing so fast, that inner peace, that inner stability is maybe more important than ever. And I don't know how you have observed the last couple of years. If you look at the statistics, we can see that the mental health challenge is tremendous. If you can go to the next slide here, Tina, this is what is called the Negative Experience Index by the Gallup Institute. And if you if you look at that incredible race in unhappiness over the last couple of years, if we ask people whether they have experienced immense levels of stress over the last 24 hours, almost 50% will say yes. And if you look at the next slide, this is a 2023 report, global report on the mental health of students. Actually, 75% of students saying, I'm worrying about my financial future. And 65% of students suffering from depression as we are talking. So we need solutions. And if you can click to the next one, because our mental state has an impact on the way we interact with each other. We are here with the Ethics in Business Forum. And an interesting research has been done back in 1973 by the Princeton Institute. What they did is students in theology had to deliver a session on compassion, on love, on care. And what they did is these students were up to run to the stage to deliver their speech. And they staged an experiment. They put an old lady which was suffering and asking for help in front of that hall. And one group was told that you are in extreme hurry. You have to run to deliver your speech. they're going to deliver a speech on compassion and love. What would you think? How many % of the students actually stopped to take care of this lady? What would be your take? Huh? 25, I hear? 5%? Huh? 0%? It was actually 10%. Now, some of these were told that they're in a okay hurry, they don't need to hurry too much, and others were told that they have enough time. When they were told they have enough time, 63% of the students actually stopped and did what is truly their values, right, to help the other person. I think this is testimony of how important our mental health is. If you go to the next slide, in the World Forum for Ethics in Business, we recognize that at the foundation of an ethical behavior is our mental state, our mindset, our ability to manage ourselves. Because if that's the case, we can live up to the values that are so dear and ingrained in us. And then when we are connected to ourselves, we are more likely to connect to the other. You can click through, please, Tina. And we are allowed to then, or enabled to take an ethical action. And that's why we are here for. So Gurudev, it's so precious that you're here with us and you will share with us your approach on mental health in a fragmented world. Gurudev says that health is much more than the absence of sickness. And I think we have an incredible equipped panel here today to take us through their thoughts on what we need to deal with the challenge at hand. And we'll start with the first panel. If you would like to share your thoughts, this is live streamed on YouTube. And of course, please interact with us on the social media and make your voice heard. Yes, let's start with a welcome on the remarks. And I would like to invite Mr. Richard Czarnecki to start. Obviously, you are the host. Thank you, Mr. Czarnecki, to host us here. You and your team have done such an incredible work to make this happen. You are a member of the parliament here in the House. You have been vice president of the House for many, many years. And we look forward to learn from you. Please.
Thank you. My dear friend, Ravi Shankar, Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to welcome and address you today as we gather to discuss one of the most pressing issues of our time, the state of mental health in our increasingly fragmented world. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi